Hello and welcome to this week's DUP review. I'm Councillor Tracy Kelly, Lord Mayor of Belfast. At Stormont, Paul Frew, MLA, referenced the Supreme Court's clear ruling that sex is based on biology, a decision that rightly strengthens protections for women and girls. The Equality Commission's refusal to fully acknowledge and implement that judgment is deeply regrettable. Women and girls in Northern Ireland deserve some clarity and protection as elsewhere in the UK. There was also shock and sadness following the tragic death of Sarah Montgomery in Donaghadee. Local MLA Stephen Dunn paid tribute to a young mother whose life was cruelly cut short. He called for tougher sentencing to tackle the ongoing scourge of violence against women. Since 2020, 27 women have been killed in Northern Ireland. It is a crisis that demands urgent action. Jonathan Buckley once again challenged the government on the damaging impact of the Windsor Framework. From rising costs to blocked machinery to disrupted trade, it is clear the framework is failing local businesses and rural communities. Michelle McElveen MLA continued to stand up for farmers, presenting a 5,000 strong petition against unworkable agricultural proposals and raising concerns about how farmers affected by the A5 debacle have been treated. Diane Dodds MLA backed new adult protection legislation to strengthen safeguarding for vulnerable adults, but warned that without proper funding, the law risks going unimplemented. Families affected by serious failings in our health trusts deserve more than promises. They deserve action. On Tuesday, we marked the 109th anniversary of the first day of the Battle of the Somme. Brian Kingston led tributes to the 36th Ulster Division, whose bravery and sacrifice remains a defining chapter in our history. We will remember them. Diane Forsyth MLA also welcomed legislation to give Northern Ireland's Fiscal Council a statutory footing. She stressed the importance of independent financial scrutiny, especially in tough times, and made clear that accountability and transparency must be at the heart of public finance. At Westminster, Carla Lockhart pressed ministers to ensure parents of premature babies are included in the government's parental leave review and receive the support they need. Also in Westminster, Sammy Wilson was robust in challenging the government's sudden reversal on welfare cuts. He described it as a cynical move, finding money only when the political pressure became too great, after months of saying the funds weren't there. Sammy also tackled the BBC for their actions relating to disgusting chants at Glastonbury. While he welcomed the government's decision to raise the matter with the BBC, he questioned whether the corporation or the police can be trusted to deal with it seriously, especially after failing to act over similar incidents involving Republican figures. Gregory Campbell also addressed the Glastonbury issue, asking a direct and pointed question. If the government and the BBC knew something offensive was coming, why did it happen? And who will be held accountable? At the debate of the Deprivation of Citizenship Orders Bill, Jim Shannon welcomed the legislation but raised a valid concern that individuals with dual UK-Irish citizenship would still access Northern Ireland even after having their UK citizenship revoked. All our MPs were present for Northern Ireland questions this week. Gavin Robinson highlighted key concerns around funding from the recent spending review. He warned about the Windsor Framework's ongoing impact on Northern Ireland's internal market and demanded clarity on whether Casement Park funding was truly additional. The Secretary of State confirmed that it is. Gavin also pressed for answers on when businesses will actually feel the benefit of the so-called Enhanced Investment Zone. Carla Lockhart again underlined the burden the Windsor Framework is placing on small businesses, calling out the red tape, rising costs and continued uncertainty. Gregory Campbell promoted the potential of Ballykelly in East Londonderry as a logistics hub for Heathrow, pointing out its access to port, airport and rail links. And Jim Shannon raised the crucial issue of health funding, asking how the government expects Northern Ireland to deliver adequate care when the Barna consequences consistently fall short of need. From remembering the past to confronting the present challenges and shaping future policy, this has been a week of reflection, resolve and representation. Thank you for watching.